I'd like to go ahead and begin our practice today. I'll invite the chime to sing, and then let's set an intention for our practice with a sentiment of metta, loving kindness. I'm just going to reach into my bowl and I just randomly pick one, and this is the one for today. These are little paintings I make and doodle, and then on the back I write sentiments of loving kindness. This one reads, "May you make someone's day by showing up." May you make someone's day by showing up. I love that. Sometimes I catch myself with my own writing and I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so good. I love it. It's just what I needed to hear. And maybe we'll settle into our practice by inviting doubt to sit with us today, because maybe you hear that sentiment of metta and you doubt its validity. How could I, showing up to something, make someone's day? Me, in all of my noise and chaos and mess and garlic smell. How could that make someone's day? So let's invite doubt to be part of the party here, part of the reflection. It is part of who we are after all. Despite our best efforts to get rid of it, to let it go, we do that momentarily, but it's always there coming back. So rather than treating it as an enemy or something negative or something bad, it's part of us, so let's welcome it as an aspect of who we are, as who all of us are, as being whole and divine. Welcome, everyone. This is Recovery Dharma. My name is Julia. I'm one of the facilitators in the Spokane Sangha. And it is such a joy to be here to sit with you, to share with you. For the month of June, we are exploring the concept of love. That's the theme for this month. Love, Maitri, Metta. Those are the different words that you might hear. Last night, we hosted here in the sanctuary the first beginning Buddhism class from the monastics at Sravasti Abbey. And I didn't realize that it was the first time that they have been able to gather in Spokane since the pandemic, since 2020. And so it was amazing, and it was amazing that they could be here in this beautiful space, blessing this place with their practice and devotion. It was standing room only. There were 40 people here. Wow. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was powerful. And something that Venerable Lamsol said really is going to be the foundation of our entire month's practice. And it was the very simple and profound definition that she shared about love. Love is, and I quote, the wish for someone else's happiness, the desire for someone else's joy and peace and ease and harmony and steadiness. I'm using those synonyms as words for happiness because there are some people who hear that word and they're like, ugh, that feels too, I don't know what it is. Is it too blissy, too fake, too smiling all the time? And really when we take a look at what is happiness, and I would just simply invite us in this practice today to turn an inward gaze and just define it for yourself. What does being happy mean to you? What does it feel like in your body? For you, being happy might be bliss. It might be, it's my birthday today and there's cake all day and I get to eat it. Like that would make me so happy. There is no doubt. And I also know that that happiness is really, really short lived. Because the minute the cake's gone, I'm like, what? The cake's gone and I ate it all and oh no. Oh no. Ooh. Not happy anymore. So is that really happiness? Let's think about it. Let's contemplate it. It could be, it might be, but just momentarily. So if we're really cultivating love as sister or as kin to happiness, and love is my sincere desire for you to have it, to have that happiness, ease, peace, love, contentment, harmony, and its causes and conditions. What is that for you? And not only that, but one of the things about cultivating love is it's a limitless quality, which means we want to be able to cultivate it even for people we don't like, people who threaten us, people who have harshly judged us, people who have shamed us, people whom we're harboring grudges, people who don't meet our expectations, people who say prickly things and now we're, our inner adolescent is all activated and they're like, that person was mean and I don't like them and I don't want them to be happy. I'm not happy. Why should they be happy? Ooh, look at that. I'm not happy. Why should you be happy? What about somebody who we're in competition with? They won the race and I lost, and you expect me to be happy for them? No. Or, okay, maybe I can aspire to that. The other thing that both Venerable Samkhya and Venerable Lamsul said yesterday that I absolutely loved, because I was just like, me, that's me, is they said, even if you practice half-heartedly, it's enough. Even if you practice, and let's put that into recovery terms, even if you practice half-ass, you're good. Let's invite it to be perfect. Even if your practice is today, it's practice. Invite that to be perfect, as opposed to chasing and grasping for the perfect practice. Invite your practice as it is to be perfect. Invite your process, where you are, your understanding right now in this moment, to be perfect. It doesn't mean that this is where we're going to stay. It's just recognizing that in this moment right now, this is what I got. And it ain't great. And it is what it is. And I'm going to let that be okay. And that is perfect and beautiful. So for our practice today, let's go in and let's use ourselves. Let's begin with ourselves. And we're not beginning with ourselves to support the adage that we have to love ourselves before we love anyone else. That is a confusing statement at best. It's true, and it's definitely not the whole truth. We want to start with ourselves because we are the most readily available. And when we can practice with ourselves, the ease with which we can offer love to others grows. The ease with which we can see in others the same follies, the same human stuff grows. And the love and forgiveness and leniency that I offer myself, I then can extend to others with sincerity, not because I feel like I have to, not because I'm trying to be holy and oh so spiritual, but because I'm really trying to cultivate something sincere within me. So I can sincerely, truly be peaceful, be softer and gentler. Today, our wonderful friend Stephen from Oregon was sharing that his young daughter was struggling. And as a parent, it was difficult for him to bear witness to that. For any of you who are parents, it is difficult to bear witness to your child suffering in any way, whether it's a boo-boo on the elbow, whether it's a fever or a terrible sickness, whether it's recovering from surgery, whether it's depression or even a disappointment. We don't want to see our kids sad. We sincerely just want them to be happy and joyful and blissed out all the time. And we know intellectually that's not possible because that's not the nature of reality. The nature of reality is always both. But when we see our kids experiencing the nature of shadow, which they need for their own development and growth, ooh, something within us is deeply challenged to bear witness to that. We feel an impulsive, almost compulsive need to interfere, to help, to fix, to change, to avoid, to make it go away. And that isn't always a bad thing, friends. It's a very natural thing. It's the same thing for anybody who doesn't have children who has a beloved pet. You do not want to see your beloved pet suffering. When one of my dogs is limping, the whole world in my life shuts down, and I am all about making sure I figure out what's going on with one of my dogs. I'm there, figuring it out, sorting it out. I don't want them to whimper or cry or hurt or be sad. I want them wagging 24/7. We can then extend that awareness to our family members and our friends. When our friends and family members are suffering, it's hard to bear witness. It's hard to stay on our side of the boundary and just watch them endure what they must. It's hard to not impulsively get into their space and try to fix it, try to change it on their behalf. And again, why not? Sometimes we need help and sometimes other people need help. It's a very loving thing to do, to change the conditions for our loved ones. And sometimes it's important to discern when to leave the conditions alone, so our loved ones have an opportunity to open up and create space for their own self-awareness, self-determination, self-actualization, for them to find the conditions within themselves to heal and grow. So it gets complicated really quickly, which is why we take a moment to sit, to get clear for ourselves. So let's take a moment and breathe together. And let's ask ourselves the question, what does happiness mean to me? What does that look like in terms of conditions? How does it feel in my body? Sometimes it helps when you are looking deeply to ask the question in sort of the negative form. What does not being happy mean to me? What are the conditions of that, and how does it feel in my body? As I'm sitting here, I've never thought about this before, actually, and what's coming to me, what's coming alive in me, are the 5 spiritual practices of Sati Seva as defining frames for my definition of happiness. I am most happy when I'm aware, when I feel open and spacious, also when I can entertain a degree of ambivalence which allows me to be lighthearted, and also when I'm accepting. Those are the 5 spiritual practices in Sati Seva: awareness, openness, space, ambivalence, and acceptance. When my mind and heart can cultivate these qualities all together, I have so much ease in my body. It's a sensation that I have truly everything I need and want. That is happiness. And it's a wonderful feeling. So let's create a couple of mantras to offer that to ourselves. And find a word that resonates best with you. What's coming alive for me is this: may I have ease in mind, body, spirit, and all the conditions that create it and support it. May I have ease in mind, body, spirit, and all the conditions that create it and support it. May I have ease. May my mind, body, spirit be in harmony. Be creative. Allow your imagination to speak your wisdom. And then let's take a moment And see if you can project that outward into this Sangha and imagine the people in this space and offer them your sentiment of love. May you have ease in mind, body, spirit, and the conditions that create and support it. May you have ease. May your mind, body, spirit live in harmony. When you go into your day today and you go into a public space, see if you can offer every single person you encounter some sentiment and love of loving kindness, and then take it into your own consciousness. How many people don't know about this practice? And what kind of world would it be if everyone knew this kind of practice, if that was on the forefront of everyone's mind, to look at one another and say, oh, may you have ease. May you be happy. What a beautiful world it would be, right? Let's start. Let's each of us be called to that task and rejoice in the transformations we see along the way. Alrighty, let's go ahead and end our practice with a dedication of merit. And thank you for spending a little extra time with me and hearing some of the way we create sacred boundaries in our community. Love. The aspiration to extend happiness, ease, peace, and harmony to myself, to others, to also aspire to participate in creating those conditions for someone. What a beautiful practice, and what a divine gift it is that we have a limitless supply of opportunities to practice. And the measure of our maturity and the measure of our access to this practice is the way we can get curious about it and the way we joyfully look at these opportunities, as opposed to it feeling like a chore, like, oh, I gotta look at this again. And instead we are like, wow, look at that. Another blind spot revealed to me. Another area of of soil within my consciousness that needs attention, care, and amending. Your practice, friends, is impeccable. It inspires me daily, and I so look forward to when we get together again. May you go out into your day with ease and fluidity. May your hearts and minds be open and spacious. May you see the wonder of you in every living form. From the beautiful people holding hands to the buzzing bumblebees, to the flowering ornamental poppies, to the majestic oak trees. Enjoy yourselves as you make your way through this fine, fine day. See you later, friends. Namaste.